What's going on, guys? Alex Dunbar here from the Dunbar Real Estate Group and RE/MAX Treeline Realty based out of the Surrey and Langley areas. And in this video, we're going to talk to you all about equity. But before we get started, I'm going to ask one thing from you. Hit that like button to help the algorithm. Push this information out to more people that want to learn just like yourself. And if you like these types of videos, I'll ask that you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so that you're notified as soon as I'm putting out a new video. But let's get into it. So you bought your home a year ago, maybe even longer. Prices have gone up significantly. But what does that mean for you? How do you tap into that equity? And what can you really do with it? Alex?
Why don't we start off with the simple question, how do you tap into it? Well, basically, if you own a home and it's gone up in value, you have something called equity, which is the difference between what you owe on the property and what the new value is. So for example, if you bought a property last year for $500,000 and this year it's worth $600,000, you can now borrow up to 80% of the $600,000, which is $480,000. Assuming your mortgage was lower before, you can borrow the difference, right? What do you do with that money is always a big question. We talk about this all the time. A lot of people look to take that money and buy more real estate. So convert that into real estate. You can actually use the equity in your home to buy an investment property. In addition to that, some people just want to better their situation. You can actually extend your mortgage back to 30 years, which lowers your payments, pay out car loans or bad debt that could have been accumulated, those types of things as well. I think there's a lot of creative solutions as well when it comes to investments, but those are the most common reasons that we see that. What about you?
Personally, I'm very into building wealth through real estate, so that's the route that I would probably take. But it's also interesting if you want to do certain types of renovations or other things of that nature, but I'll leave it to the expert to explain a little bit more about that.
Let's talk a little bit about the renovation or construction piece. I'm working with a client right now, and they did exactly what we talked about. Last year, they took their condo, refinanced it, and bought a detached home. This year, less than a year later, actually, they're looking at their situation and saying, hey, we actually want to put a basement suite in. It's going to cost them 90 to 100 grand. Well, because their condo went up in value, they're actually going to tap into that condo again. So twice in 2 years, they've used that condo to put them in a better situation in their own primary residence. They're going to take that money, they're going to do a renovation for $80,000 or $90,000, and that renter is going to bring in somewhere between $1,400 to $1,500 a month. That $100,000 of mortgage money is only going to cost them about $350 to $400. So their actual surplus at the end of the day is nearly $1,000 or more.
So they're tapping into their own equity to build more equity and then even increase the rent prices potentially as well. Thanks so much, Alex. Fantastic information. If you guys have questions, reach out. Contact information is below. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one.